Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us. Again, I apologize for the previous stream. I want to make sure before I keep talking and begin speaking that you guys are able to understand and see me clearly. So if there's any issues right now with the stream, please drop that into the chat. Let us know, if you can see me clearly, if you could hear me clearly, if anything feels out of sync, just let us know. And then we'll obviously, go ahead and try to fix that for you guys. We're just wanting to make sure that you guys get the best quality video and you guys can understand me clearly throughout the live session. So I'll just give you guys a few minutes. Just give me I'd say a thumbs up, but you can't virtually. Maybe you can, but okay. See you clearly, audio out of sync. Thank you, Jay. Anyone else? Let's see. Okay, see, no. Perfect, still out of sync. Okay guys, so just we're just gonna work to fix that real quickly. Again, I'm gonna keep talking. Ask questions in the meantime on PN3. I'll go ahead and try to answer that for you guys. In the meantime, I know you guys had questions on the bodysuit that's currently listed on the PN3 landing page. That will be coming out later this year. We're super excited to kind of showcase what that is. It's going to be a little bit different than what we currently have as the bodysuit for the Perception Neuron Studio, the Perception Neuron Pro, and the Perception Neuron 32, which is the bodysuit, which was the one zip up that we had. This is going to be a little bit different. We're really excited about the way that it looks, and it is really form-fitting. It is, in a way, a little bit of a game changer, I would say. It makes it a little bit more accessible for what you guys are doing. It fits into your everyday lifestyle of wardrobe. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have more information and more details on what that looks like later, as well as pricing. Again, we always try to keep our prices as low as possible and within the range that you guys are have abilities to make sure that you guys get those items. So stay tuned for more information on that. We're aiming for end of the year for the PN3 bodysuit.
Some people are experiencing out-of-sync issues, some people are not. We're going to go ahead and we're going to drop that recording on.
Okay, perfect. So just got a little bit of feedback from our team. I can understand that some of you guys are getting out-of-sync issues, some of you are not. What we're going to do after, as we've been doing with a lot of our other videos, is that we're going to be posting this online directly after the live session. So you guys will be able to rewatch this without any interruptions or any out of sync. So if you do want to bear with us during the live session and you're experiencing issues, obviously drop your questions in the chat. I'll be answering those. I know it may be a little bit uncomfortable, or you could just come back afterwards and rewatch the stream that we're going to be doing. So, thank you again for your patience on that. And again, I apologize for those of you that are having technical issues with the out of sync on our side. So next thing I'm just going to briefly touch up, because I got a couple questions beforehand, is the mini transceiver Bluetooth? The mini transceiver is not Bluetooth. It is 2.4 gigahertz proprietary channel, same as if you've been using a Perception Neuron Studio and you have the transceiver, or if you've used the Perception Neuron Pro and you know that it comes with its own hub and antenna. So that essentially we work within that same confines and same network of everything. So it is a proprietary 2.4 gigahertz channel, and you have 3 different frequencies that you're going to be able to work on, the same way that you're going to be able to connect 3 users. So it is not Bluetooth, it is a wireless 2.4 gigahertz. Again, if you have any additional questions, please let us know, and we'll be answering that throughout the session. I'm going to kind of continue from where I left off last time, which is already doing the calibration. We're going to redo the calibration so you guys could see that again. And then I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what the software features and functionalities look like, which will go into being crucial when you're doing the real-time capture and you're doing anything that you guys are going to be working on. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and ask that Alberto prep me for a calibration. We've obviously connected all the sensors. The sensors, when they're disconnected from their power outlet, will flash the channel color that they're on. In this case, it's blue. And then all you have to do is connect them into the software. We'll obviously go into detail on how this works when you guys are doing anything. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and do the calibration. If you're familiar with some of the other postures, I mentioned that there's 4 when you're using the gloves. That's an A pose, a T pose, a B pose, and a pinch pose, which we'll be seeing right now. So for the A pose, I'm standing straight and my hands are directly on the sides. Again, you want to make sure that your sensors are placed correctly. We're going to have documentation information on how to do this. You can get as close as possible to seeing your hands. Then I'm doing the T pose. You want to make sure that your hands are leveled and that one's not mismatched to the other. This B pose, a little bit of a Buddha. You're going to put your hands together, and it's going to make sure that you're getting as close as possible, and then pinching to make sure that the finger data is doing finger touch in the way that you need it to look. Awesome. So again, we've done the calibration. Again, it's very fast and very simple. If you're just using the palm sensors and you don't have the gloves, you're going to have the ability to do, you're only going to have 2 calibration postures, which is your A pose and your T pose, and you don't have to worry about the other ones. It will automatically detect the number of sensors that you're using, so that will change as you add more or less sensors, so you'll be able to do your calibration process. It was really nice. Awesome. So next, I wanted to kind of touch on the software, so we'll kind of show you what that looks like. So Alberto, if you can go to the device details for me really quickly. And again, we touched on this during the unboxing, and we're going to have a full wizard setup and calibration videos and everything. So if there's something that feels like I'm jumping over, obviously drop your questions, but we will have more extensive videos on how to use Perception Neuron 3. And number 1 is the device details. This is brand new with the Access Studio software, and something you guys could take advantage of because it gives you real-time information, something that you weren't able to get in the previous iterations. Number 1, you're getting real-time battery data, right? So 5 hours of battery time, you're going to see that up on the screen. You're going to be able to see the runtime. You're going to be able to see when the batteries are low and when they need to be charged. But it's really, really nice and really nice to operate. Next is magnetic interference, right? Magnetic indicates if there's any interference around, if there's anything that's happening. Maybe you're going to walk around and there's an area that may be shifting from yellow to green to red or anything like that. Like I can see it's a little bit of real time here on the software. Let me get over here so you guys can kind of see. Awesome. So essentially what happens is that as you walk around, you're going to be able to see if there's any hot spots. Before we told you that you could use a magnetometer app, that you'd be able to use that and get that information and data in real time. Here you're getting that directly within the software, so you can really isolate if there's any hot spots within your capture volume. And we have some really nice features in the software that when you first get it, you're going to use a wizard calibration to do your setup. And this really calibrates your individual sensors to the space and volume that you're at to make sure that you get the best possible quality data. And we have this additional functionality for your traditional magnetic calibration and standard calibration to make sure that your sensors don't get magnetized or are corrected if they do get magnetized. Then, in addition to that, on that same software side, we have signal strength. Signal strength is a real-time indication of what the individual sensors on our body are getting, what that transmission data looks like. So typically, you want to make sure that you're getting as high of possible data as you need, and make sure that the signal strength is high, and that you're not getting a loss of data. It's okay if things drop every now and then, but essentially, when you're calibrating, you want to make sure that signal strength is always high. That's really good, and you get this within the Access Studio software. Again, this is supported for the Perception Neuron Studio, so if you have a Perception Neuron Studio, this is probably something that you're familiar with already. It's not something that you were seeing in the previous Access Neuron version or the Access Neuron Pro. So these nice little things that are new to the Perception Neuron 3 really improve the capture quality because it's almost like a pre-setup to when you're doing your capture. And obviously we've done the calibration now, and I'm walking around, I'm still doing that, and I'll kind of do a couple different movements for you guys to see. I'll start with just a simple walk cycle to go ahead so you guys can see walking back and forth. I have my hands. I can go ahead and do this, which is, I'm moving around, and you guys are able to see that I have my 3 fingers around, so I have those here. See, you guys are seeing? Yeah, perfect. So I'm getting kind of a little bit of view from this side. So the fingers themselves, like we talked about, are 3-finger gloves. We have a sensor on the thumb, and we have a sensor on the index finger, and we have a sensor on the middle finger. That middle finger controls your pinky and ring, so as those move around in real time, you'll see that those are what you're getting. So index, thumb, and the rest of the fingers that are here. So really nice. You're still able to get full finger articulation and movement throughout the capture of what you're doing. So that's really, really good. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do some quick takes. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys movements. I'm going to do another calibration for you guys, and I'll do it from back here so you get to see the full body posture of what that looks like. So again, A pose, straight down, hands to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. And again, drop any questions that you guys have. So we're gonna do A pose. Make sure you're straight. And do T pose. Again, you wanna make sure that you're not kind of elevating one arm over another. You wanna make sure that you're as straight as possible or parallel. Your B pose. And pinch pose. Again, all these calibrations are really quick and fast, and if you're only using the palm sensors, then you don't have to worry about the palm moving around or anything like that. So again, we showed you what that looks like. It's there. So I'm gonna do a couple of different things. I can lift my legs, I can move around. If I hop back and forth, see that movement. Get my fingers close. Can we zoom in on the fingers real quick? I want to show you guys what that looks like. So we have the thumb, have my thumb movement, have my index finger, and then we have so right there, I'm just making sure you guys can see that. And then my middle finger controls the pinky and index like we mentioned. So we have the sensors there that are moving around. So very cool. So right now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, like I was saying, I was gonna do some movements. We're showing going up and downstairs last time. I'll do the same thing so you guys get a look of what that looks like. I'll go ahead and bring a little step stool here for you guys. Put that on this side. Let me go ahead and bring that into view here. Again, in the settings, we have some really nice functionality. Number one is a single level plane. So like we're here on this flat surface. Then we also have multi-floor free climbing, which is essentially if you're going up and down on any surface. So go ahead and that's enabled. So if I were to go up and down, now we can see that I am elevated. And again, I can do that multiple times. I can come up and down. And if I were to do it again, then I can go up and down. And so this is really great when you're doing multi-level kind of captures. If you have someone that's going up downstairs, moving up, anything that that sort of level, secondary level, you have that ability to do that. This is something that you're going to be doing pre-capture, so you're going to be understanding what your capture space looks like. If you're going to enable that, then you know that you're going to be doing free climbing mode for your captures. Put that away over here. I'll show you sitting down so you guys can see what that looks like. I'll go ahead and bring a chair from this side. Don't worry, I'm still moving around. You can see my avatar very nicely. Come this way as I come back onto the screen, getting this chair. And if I sit down on this side, we're going to enable the hip contact, which means that now if I were to sit down, it's going to auto detect the height of the chair and the way that I'm sitting. So if I kind of put my foot up, I'm good. And if I were to lift my feet up, now I'm not sinking into the ground. So all this is within the software. You can kind of see what that looks like. So if you're trying to do a swim animation, you can kind of get on a stool, make sure you're floating, or if you're trying to go into space, you could do a lot of little different things. But of course, you have that ability within the software. So it gives you a lot of nice little touches here and there that really, really complete the entire experience. And once these captures are done, once you've recorded a take, what's really nice is the ability to go into the Edit tab on the top of the software and do data processing. Data processing gives you the ability to now clean up that data and to make sure that the contact points are correct, that everything is touching down smoothly, and we'll kind of show you what that looks like. So if you could just go to the Edit tab, Alberto, and select a pre-selected file that's there, and we'll see what that looks like. So here we see that on the software, we have the avatar that's moving around, he's doing some cartwheels, and the contact points that show there, right? Those highlighted teal and purple is where the contact points take place, but we have really smooth data from this. So obviously, when you're using that data processing, it doesn't take a long time. You can do this after each take, or you could do it after your sessions are complete. But you do have that ability to now kind of do data processing, so you don't have to go in and do so much additional cleanup afterwards. You get a really, really clean data output just from the Access Studio software. Like I mentioned, the Access Studio software for Perception Neuron 3 gives you 60 hertz, so that's the data output that you're getting. And it's really, really good. You still get really fast movements. We're kind of showing a little bit of like fast punches. We're kind of showing skipping around. coming back and forth, and hopping as well. So if I hop and jump, we can kind of see those things take place. Next, what we'll do is, obviously, as you guys are seeing this, we're going to do a little bit of capture for inside of Unreal. We're going to show you what it looks like to do a character in Unreal. I mentioned earlier that we have SDKs and plugins that are for free. So what you have is, right here, we've created an executable, but in theory, right now, and with this, for example, with this Unreal executable, we've done this ourselves. These are our own custom characters, but we've also created an executable file for the metahumans. So if you guys are interested in trying the Unreal metahumans with a simple project, you can go to our website, neuronmocap.com. On the blog section, we have a metahumans with an executable file that allows you to do basically real-time streaming, real-time capturing. You have the camera movement around, and you have the ability to use that with Perception Neuron 32, Perception Neuron Pro, Perception Neuron Studio, and in the future, you'll be able to use your Perception Neuron 3. So obviously, you get that real nice functionality to do what you need to. And we've also added facial capture in there so you get real-time streaming. We also have additional plugins and software for Maya, Motion Builder, Unity. All those are available to download directly on our on our downloads page on our website. So feel free to take advantage of that. Again, it's one of the nice things that if you're kind of joining us into the Perception Neuron family, we include all these additional things for free. You can do real-time data forwarding like we're doing here. You can do real-time streaming. You can do real-time. You can do your exporting without having to worry about any blocks in the software. Those are for free. Again, right now you can get your Perception Neuron 3 for $1,999. You can pre-order it right now, and then you can also pre-order the gloves. Those are $600. Right now, it's an amazing time to save on that, so take advantage of that. Like I mentioned, the first batch of pre-orders completely sold out, so we're super excited about the enthusiasm and the support that you guys are kind of giving us to provide you with the best motion capture solution possible. What I'll do is I'll move over to the table over here so you guys can get a closer look at me. I want to thank Alberto for kind of showing a little bit of a real-time stream over there. And now I'll kind of answer some questions. If there's any questions that are in the chat, anything that you guys want to ask, let me know. I know that there was some common questions that you guys had, so I'll kind of briefly start with that as kind of the questions on the chat load up. Number one, we're getting questions if Perception Neuron 3 works with Perception Neuron 32 in the same software, or if it works with any other of our hardware solutions in the same software. Unfortunately, that is not the case. If you're familiar with our product lines, each software is dedicated to each hardware. So PM32 uses the Axis Neuron, Perception Neuron Pro uses Axis Pro. And even though Perception Neuron Studio and Perception Neuron 3 share the same software, the firmware is different because of the transmission data for each, so they don't intertwine within the same software. So you're still going to be able to use 3P and 3 suits within the Axis Studio software, but you can't combine that within any of the Axis Studio softwares. You could always do a third-party option, so like right here in Unity or Unreal, you can go ahead and stream the ports and IP addresses, and you can have all 3 characters or multiple characters stream at the same time, so that's number one. Okay, and then let's see if there was anything else in the chat. What are the odds of Vive Tracker integration for positioning? It's not something right now. So Vive integration is something that I know has been a very popular request and something that multiple users are doing. Right now, it's not something that we're focused on right now. For high-end positional, on the studio side, we have Nordum VPS, which is geared towards like indie studios and indie developers are interested in a virtual production suite and solution. On this side over here, we still recommend, we're kind of creating these light options, but essentially if you want to do something that involves the Vive, you always have the option to kind of do that on your own and create your own individual blueprints and information for that. But right now, it's not something that we support or have at the moment for you guys. Why 3 fingers, not 5? So the reason that we have 3 fingers and not 5 kind of comes into play with a couple things. One, the sensors are individual and they're wireless and they're a lot smaller, so the data transmission is a lot be throughput. So you still have the ability to do, like we said, we have a really good human IK, so you still get 5-finger movement articulation, but we don't have the 5-finger support just because of the data transmission limitation right now. It doesn't mean, you know, and I think as you guys play around with this, give us your feedback. We obviously are continually trying to improve and do additional things with the hardware support and the way that everything comes out. But right now, if you are interested in 5-finger support, the best option would be the Perception Neuron Studio, which has the 5-finger support option. Perfect.
Where can I find out what I need to buy from the store? Like if I want to Mocap 2 or 3 people, where can I learn what I need to buy?
What you need to buy for capturing. So what do I need? Where do I learn on what I need if I'm capturing multiple people? Okay, great. So thank you for the question. If you're going to be capturing multiple people, I think it's good for you. I think that's awesome. But really the way that the kits are set up, and we've had this throughout our entire product line, which is essentially one system works for one person. You can't separate, for example, the 18 sensors that come here and use these sensors for multiple people. So one sensor kit or one body kit that you get will work for one person, one channel, and that's number one. That's sort of the foundation and key to that question, right? So you can't break up kits into multiple sets, so when you buy a kit, it will be for one person. So if you're doing 3 people with the Perception Neuron 3, you will need to buy 3 suits, and then if you're capturing gloves, you will buy 3 pairs of gloves for those performers and those actors that are capturing. Each of the kits already comes with the USB dongle and a hardware dongle. For the software, you will only need to use one of the dongles, so you can still capture 3, but each one will come with the complete set of what you need for that one performer. The accessory is the glove for that, but yeah, one set. Anything else? Let me see. We will be doing, again, I want to touch up real quick that we will be doing additional video releases. So we're going to be showing 2 people captures. We're going to be doing streams into Unity, into Unreal, like we did here, a full walkthrough of what that pipeline looks like. We're going to be showing you multiple unboxings, the calibration process, where the straps go, how to do the wizard, how to set up your sensors, how to do the demag procedure, a lot of different things that you guys are going to be able to have as a resource for anyone that's getting the Perception Neuron 3. And of course, as we get continual feedback and information from you guys, which is the most vital part, we're going to be able to improve the data software. There's one thing that I didn't touch on, but is part of the Access Studio software release that we're doing, is the skeleton select. So right now it's a brand new feature, which is the ability to select the skeleton that you're going to be working with. So if you're using the UE mannequin, or if you're using Maya or Meximo, directly within the Access Studio software, you can, on the broadcasting settings, you could use the drop down to select the skeleton that you're going to be working with. So now it makes it so much easier to retarget and work with those type of characters and rigs that are going to be using from that standpoint. So let me see. Anything else? Any other questions?
Is it Bluetooth?
Bluetooth. No, so the mini USB transceiver that comes with the Perception Neuron 3 kit is not Bluetooth. It is a proprietary 2.4 gigahertz receiver. It works on its own frequency and band, and so we have 3 different channels for the 3 different performers that you're going to be working with. But no, it is not Bluetooth. The reason that we haven't done Bluetooth in the past, and we still don't do Bluetooth, is that it's so much easier to get interference from Bluetooth. And there's so many networks and things that are kind of clog up the airways. So we stick to a proprietary 2.4 gigahertz frequency to make sure that you guys end up getting the best possible mocap data at the end of the day. Perfect. Awesome. So that being said, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us at the beginning of the session with some of the syncing issues. And we'll continue to be doing more videos and more tutorials, and you'll be able to expect a lot more even from the Perception Neuron Studio side. So again, you can go right now to neuronmocap.com. You can pre-order your Perception Neuron 3 as well as pre-order your Perception Neuron 3 gloves. We're super excited about being able to introduce the world's smallest wireless motion capture solution for all of you. And we know that you guys are going to do an amazing job at creating amazing projects. So thank you so much for joining us. Drop your questions. Just send us a DM, contact@neuronmocap.com. Our team is here. And have a great day. Thank you guys.